Hey, my name is Mike, and this is a too long didn't read guide for Cenarius on Mythic. These entangling roots are called nightmare brambles, and they fixate a random person. If they're near you, run away from them because they will root you and damage you if you stand in them. They can be removed from the area by running through it, and people with immunity should be coordinating this to clean up the area. Nightmare Blast will hit the tank for a lot of damage and put a stacking debuff on them that increases the damage this deals. He also gets an aura that reflects 50% of the damage you deal. Any ad that's within 30 yards of him will also get this aura. In this fight, everyone in the raid will have a permanent stacking dot on them. This can be cleansed with forces of nature. The boss will throw random stuff into each corner, and wherever the most people are stacked, that is the one that gets cleansed. When one of these is cleansed, a big green pool will spawn. You want to run in and out of this really quick at about 25 to 30 stacks to clear your dot. Do not stand in it because every time someone clears their stacks, the pool gets smaller. And make sure to use all of the green pool before the boss sends out more stuff to cleanse, because the pools will disappear when the next ones come out. If you cleanse the Tormenting Souls tree, it will spawn more green pools for you. If it is not cleansed, then wisps will spawn. These hit people and anyone within 8 yards of them, and they do a raid-wide AoE when they die. If you cleanse the Corrupted Sapling tree, it will spawn a tree that periodically restores mana to anyone that's close to it. If you do not cleanse this, a bad tree will spawn. This bad tree will do a deadly stomp twice in a row. The damage this deals is split between everyone that's hit within 8 yards. If no one is hit by this, then the whole raid will take damage. Every time you get hit by a stomp, you get a 6-second debuff that increases the damage the stomp will deal. Cleansing the purple corrupted nature gives shadow damage and movement impairing immunity for a bit of time and increases your movement speed. Not cleansing this will spawn a Twisted Sister who puts Nightmare Javelin on random people. If you have this, just move 4 yards away from everyone. She also will put Score and Touch on people that reduces your speed, and it's indicated by this circle. Once this expires, anyone in this circle will take damage and get Score and Touch as well. So make sure to spread out as best as you can when these come out, and make sure to interrupt Twisted Touch of Life or else she'll heal herself. If you cleanse the Emerald Egg, the tank healing will be increased by 30%, and the next attack that would have killed the tank will instead take them to 50% health and remove the buff. Not cleansing this will spawn a Rotten Drake that has a big frontal breath, and when it's low on health, it will do a raid-wide AoE. When Cenarius gets to 35%, phase 2 will start. In this phase, he still does brambles. He periodically spawns this spooky wall of ghosts, so just avoid them. He does Spear of Nightmares on the tank that does a lot of damage and puts a 25-second stacking debuff on them that increases the damage this deals, and it also spawns a pool on the ground. The size of this pool depends on the amount of damage the tank took, so coordinating defensive cooldowns is mandatory for this part. Cenarius will also root Malfurion, and if you break him free, he will spawn green pools for you. My guild did the Zerg strat for this because we were geared enough for it. We brought 5 healers, 3 tanks, and our best DPS. We stayed on Cenarius the entire time, including when he had the aura. We tanked him in the Wisp cleansing corner. When the Drake spawned, the second tank took it to the opposite corner of the room with 1 healer. The entire raid ignored this Drake. When the Nightmare Ancient spawned, we cleaved into it and we killed it before the second set of stomps. The third tank would pick up the Sister when she spawned. With him, he had a DPS that could alternate interrupts on the heal. The Sister was brought to Cenarius, who should be hitting 35% very soon. We focused down Cenarius and then nuked the Sister when phase 2 started. Wisps were AoE down as best as we could. We popped some defensive cooldowns to stay alive as best as we could for their AoE. After 2 Forces of Nature and about 4 Nightmare Blast stacks on the tank, we started phase 2. We popped all of our offensive cooldowns, and defensive cooldowns were safe for the tanks to reduce the damage they took from the spear. We completely ignored Malfurion, and we just kited the boss around the room as needed. The tank who had the dragon kited it to always be on the opposite side of the room, and this is just so that the breath never hit us. That was a too long didn't read guide for Cenarius on Mythic. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to always do what makes you happy.